Okay, so we're going to do a deep dive into, real estate, but not the part you usually hear about.
Okay.
We're going behind the scenes kind of with these conveyance clerks.
Right.
And these are legal experts who, ensure your dream home doesn't become a legal nightmare, right?
Yes.
Ever imagine discovering like a hidden property issue right before closing?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where these folks come in.
Right.
And today's deep dive is guided by RoleCatcher.com's career guide for conveyance clerks.
Okay.
And that'll unpack why their work is so crucial.
Okay. Great.
So what exactly do they do all day, and what skills make someone excel in this field?
Yeah.
We've got all that and more. Plus, we'll even touch on how platforms like RoleCatcher are changing the job hunt game.
Sounds good.
So,
It's easy to, focus on the excitement of, finding a new home and all that.
right.
But the legal transfer of property is pretty complex.
Yeah.
And conveyance clerks are those unsung heroes who ensure that process is smooth, and legally sound.
They're like the guardians of clear titles.
Exactly.
Making sure everything is above board before any money changes hands.
Exactly. Their work protects both buyers and sellers from, potential legal headaches.
Yeah.
Which can quickly, escalate into like financial burdens, emotional stress.
Oh, absolutely.
Imagine pouring your savings into a house only to discover like later there's a lien against it from a previous owner.
Oh, gosh.
That's the kind of scenario a skilled conveyance clerk helps to prevent.
Right. So that makes their role in the real estate market like absolutely essential. It's
Yeah.
not just about paperwork,
Right.
it's about protecting people's investments, peace of mind, their.
It is. Yeah, it's very important.
So what does a typical day look like for a conveyance clerk? We often hear it involves a lot of legal documents, but what else does the RoleCatcher.com guide highlight?
Sure. So the guide kind of paints a picture of a dynamic work environment.
Okay.
While it's primarily office-based, conveyance clerks aren't just confined to their desks.
Okay.
Yes, they work extensively with legal documents, but there's also like a lot of interaction involved.
Interaction with whom?
They're in contact with clients, of course,
Mhm.
guiding them through the intricacies of property transfer.
Right.
They're collaborating with solicitors to finalize agreements and manage the legal aspects of the transaction.
Okay.
And they might even interact with surveyors, estate agents, other parties involved in the process.
So it's a role that requires a blend of like legal expertise and strong interpersonal skills. You need to be comfortable like digging into the fine print of contracts and communicating complex like legal jargon in a way that everyday people can understand.
Right.
It's a balancing act for sure.
Absolutely. And that's where those, soft skills, communication, active listening, a knack for clear explanation, those become invaluable.
Yeah.
It's about building trust and rapport with clients who may be, feeling overwhelmed by the legal complexities of buying or selling a property.
Right. And the guide also touches on the pros and cons of this career path, right?
Hmm.
What are some of the highlights and what challenges should someone be prepared for if they're, considering this line of work?
Well, for those with a keen eye for detail and a passion for, property law, the work itself can be, incredibly rewarding.
Right.
You're essentially piecing together the history of a property, ensuring its legal transfer is seamless and secure.
It's a bit like being a property detective,
Mhm.
uncovering the story behind each deed and title search.
Precisely. And that sense of, bringing order to complex legal matters,
Right.
of safeguarding people's interests, that's what motivates many conveyance clerks.
Yeah.
But, the guide also acknowledges, potential downsides, such as dealing with repetitive tasks and tight deadlines.
Yeah.
It can be high pressure, especially when like unforeseen legal issues arise, demanding, meticulous problem-solving skills.
And given the financial stakes involved in real estate, I can imagine the level of responsibility can feel pretty heavy at times.
Indeed, this isn't a career for the faint of heart.
Right.
You need a strong sense of organization, a cool head under pressure, and a genuine interest in the ever-evolving world of property law
Yeah.
to thrive in this field.
Yeah.
Um,
It sounds like attention to detail is key in this profession, but what about the specific skills and knowledge someone would need to excel as a conveyance clerk?
Well, the RoleCatcher.com guide kind of delves into that,
Okay.
highlighting the importance of strong legal research skills.
That makes sense. You'd need to be comfortable digging through property records, right?
Absolutely. Before any property changes hands, a conveyance clerk needs to trace its ownership history,
Right.
ensuring there are no hidden claims or disputes. We're talking about delving into deeds, mortgages, easements, a whole paper trail that reveals the story of a property.
It's fascinating how these documents act like puzzle pieces, revealing the history of a place. So, what happens when a conveyance clerk finds something amiss during their research? What kind of red flags would they be looking for?
They're trained to spot inconsistencies or potential issues that could jeopardize a sale.
Oh.
For example, they might uncover a lien against the property,
Oh, wow.
perhaps an old unpaid debt, or a contractor's claim that needs to be settled before ownership can be transferred.
Oh, gosh.
Or they might discover a boundary dispute with a neighbor where the property lines are unclear, which could lead to legal complications down the line.
Those are definitely situations you'd want to avoid as a buyer.
Right.
It highlights how crucial their work is in protecting everyone's interests.
Precisely. And it's not just about uncovering past issues. They also play a vital role in preventing future problems.
Okay.
That's where their expertise in contract management comes in.
The RoleCatcher.com guide emphasizes that too, so it's not enough to just understand property records. They need to be well versed in contract law.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Conveyance clerks are responsible for reviewing, drafting, and sometimes even negotiating the legal agreements that bind these real estate transactions.
Wow.
They need to be certain that the contract terms are clear, comprehensive, and protect the interests of all parties involved.
It sounds like they need to be skilled communicators as well as legal experts. After all, they're the ones explaining these complex documents to clients and making sure everyone is on the same page.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
And the guide stresses the importance of property valuation in their work as well.
Okay.
They need to have a solid grasp of how property values are determined to ensure that the agreed upon price is fair and reasonable.
That makes sense. It's like they're not only legal experts, but also need to have a good understanding of the real estate market itself.
Precisely, a good conveyance clerk understands the factors that influence property values, such as location condition and recent sales data.
Right.
This knowledge helps them spot any potential discrepancies that could indicate a problem with the transaction.
So we've talked about the hard skills, legal research, contract management, property valuation, but what about the soft skills that are essential for success in this field?
Well, we've touched on communication, which is paramount, but active listening is equally important.
Right.
Conveyance clerks need to be adept at understanding their clients' needs, concerns, and priorities to effectively guide them through the process.
Yeah.
They're not just dealing with properties, they're dealing with people's dreams, aspirations, and financial well-being.
It's a reminder that even in a field as seemingly technical as property law, human connection and empathy play a vital role.
Absolutely. And we shouldn't underestimate the importance of critical thinking and problem-solving skills in this profession.
Yeah.
Conveyance clerks often encounter unexpected challenges or roadblocks during a transaction.
Right.
It's their ability to think creatively, analyze situations from multiple angles, and find workable solutions that sets them apart.
And as technology continues to transform the real estate industry, those skills will become even more valuable, right? We've talked about the rise of digital tools and online platforms.
Precisely, today's conveyance clerks need to be comfortable navigating both the physical and digital landscapes of property transfer.
Right.
They're utilizing online databases for property research, managing documents electronically, and communicating with clients through various digital channels.
The RoleCatcher.com guide actually highlights how platforms like RoleCatcher itself are changing the game when it comes to finding and securing these types of roles. For example, they offer AI-powered tools to help job seekers optimize their CVs and prepare for interviews.
It's a fascinating example of how technology is reshaping not only the way work is done, but also how we navigate the job market.
And speaking of navigating a career path, the guide provides a helpful breakdown of the typical stages in a conveyance clerk's career, from entry-level positions to more senior roles. What are some of the key takeaways from that section? So the RoleCatcher.com guide provides a helpful breakdown of the typical stages in a conveyance clerk's career, from entry-level positions to more senior roles. What are some of the key takeaways from that section?
Well, the guide, it outlines, a clear progression path,
Okay.
and it highlights how you can climb the career ladder by, taking on increasing responsibility.
Right.
Entry-level roles often involve like a lot of administrative tasks.
Right.
And assisting senior clerks, allowing you to learn the ropes and build a foundation.
It's like an apprenticeship where you're gaining like hands-on experience and mastering the essentials of property transfer.
Exactly. As you progress to junior conveyancer roles, you'll typically handle more client interaction, manage your own caseload,
Right.
and delve deeper into the legal complexities of property transactions. The guide suggests this stage is crucial for developing those all-important problem-solving and communication skills.
And then moving into more senior positions, you're not just overseeing like larger, more complex transactions,
Right.
but you might also be mentoring junior staff, like managing a team or even specializing in a specific area of property law, right?
Absolutely. The guide emphasizes that continuous learning is vital in this field.
Right.
Property law is constantly evolving.
Yeah.
And a successful conveyance clerk stays updated on the latest legislation, regulations, and market trends.
Right.
Some choose to specialize in areas like commercial property, land development, or even international real estate, further honing their expertise.
It's a career path with like real potential for growth and specialization.
Yeah.
And as we've discussed, technology is playing an increasingly like significant role in this field.
It is.
What does the guide have to say about that?
The guide acknowledges the transformative impact of technology on the conveyancing process,
Right.
emphasizing the need for modern clerks to embrace, digital tools and platforms.
Right.
We're already seeing a shift towards like online property searches, electronic document management, and even like virtual client meetings.
It's fascinating how these advancements are streamlining the process, making it more efficient and potentially even more accessible for everyone involved.
Indeed, and the guide highlights how platforms like RoleCatcher itself are leveraging technology to empower both job seekers and employers.
Right.
Their AI-powered tools, for instance, are changing how people approach their job search.
Their CV optimization tool sounds particularly useful.
Yeah.
Imagine having an AI analyze your skills and experience
Right.
and then tailor your CV to highlight the most relevant aspects for specific job descriptions.
Right.
That's incredible.
It's a prime example of how technology can level the playing field,
Right.
providing job seekers with the resources they need to stand out in a competitive market. And for employers, these tools can help them identify and connect with the most qualified candidates more efficiently.
It's about working smarter, not harder.
Right.
Using technology to enhance our skills and achieve better outcomes.
Exactly.
Now, as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of conveyance clerks, what's the key takeaway for our listeners?
Well, the legal side of real estate might not be the most glamorous aspect,
Right.
but it's undeniably crucial.
Yeah.
Conveyance clerks play a vital, often unseen role in ensuring property transactions are smooth, secure, and legally sound.
Right.
Their work protects everyone involved, buyers, sellers, and the integrity of the real estate market itself.
It's a career that demands meticulous attention to detail, a strong grasp of property law, and exceptional communication skills.
Yeah.
And as technology continues to reshape the field, those who embrace innovation and adapt to the changing landscape will undoubtedly thrive.
For sure.
So the next time you sign on the dotted line for a new home or property, take a moment to appreciate the conveyance clerks working diligently behind the scenes.
Yes.
They might not wear capes,
Right.
but their expertise ensures your property dreams don't turn into legal nightmares.
Very true.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.